going on, guys? This is Gene Jensen, and in this video I want to teach you a skill that will save your life. This is one of those skills that you really need to get out there and practice, and it's getting back into your kayak after you fall out, because any kayak angler, any kayaker, any canoer will tell you there are two types of paddlers: those who have fallen in the water and those who will fall in the water. And so that's what I'm going to teach you how to do today, is how to get back in your kayak when you're in open water, when you can't reach the bottom. Because there are periods of time during the year that if you don't know how to do this and know how to do it quickly, you won't be with us anymore. Now, to get through all the formalities, number one, always wear your PFD. Don't just have it in the boat with you. It does you no good unless it's on you. Always have some type of a rope or a tether, and I'll show you mine later. It's tied up in the front of the boat, but something that'll help you flip your kayak back over if it does flip. Paddle is always good and stuff like that, but just have the equipment with you that you can do a self-rescue and be able to basically save your life. One thing that you can have on your boat is what's called a paddle float that'll help you get back in, and it's a good method to get back in. A lot of the whitewater guys do it and stuff like that, but fishing kayaks are so stable, and to be honest with you, I have so much stuff in my kayak, there's no room. I don't have any room for something like that. So I'm going to show you a method where you don't need anything extra in order to get back in your kayak. All right, so personally, I have fallen in the water twice. And one thing that is never on the video is when I say to myself out loud, nope. And what that means is I've reached that point where I realize I cannot catch my balance and my boat is not going to save me, and I just throw myself in the water, and that saves all of my gear, all my equipment, keeps me from dumping the kayak in the water. And that's key. Understand that if you try to use the kayak to save you from falling in the water, things are going to get worse. You're going to flip everything and lose everything. So once you get to that point, throw yourself in the water and then go ahead and climb back in your boat and go back to fishing. But what we are going to demonstrate today is how to get back into your boat, and then we're going to demonstrate how to flip it back over once you flip it, because it's when you climb back into it, 9 times out of 10, that's when people flip their boats, and you need to know how to flip it back over to get back in. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and just get out of the boat, and I'm going to show you guys how to get back into it. So I hate this part. All right, so the first thing I do is kick my shoes off. That's why I wear Crocs. Let them float, I'll get them later. One of the biggest things is you gotta clear your deck. When I fell out in Louisiana, my fish finders were in the way. It made it really difficult to get back in. So what I should have done is moved everything out of the way. So you're gonna reach up here, clear your pedals, make sure your deck is empty. You're gonna lift yourself up, kick at the same time, and get your belly on top of this gunnel and lean forward. Easier said than done. Okay, so I'm laying like this. I'm gonna flip over, okay? So I'm flipped over. And I'm back in the kayak. It's just that simple. Even a fat guy can do it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you the point of no return. When you have fallen over, when you have done something stupid like me and reached into the water to grab something and your boat starts to go over, that point of no return, you've got to do a few things to keep yourself from getting hurt. Pretty simple. But I always have a lot of stuff in a boat. Those guys who've seen my boat rigged up, it always has a lot of stuff here, there, and everywhere. And so I have to launch my body up out of the water. The biggest thing is your hands. Don't grab anything. You know, some people will cross their arms to go in. I throw my arms out away from the boat and I kick my feet up and I go in the water. And that'll keep me from 1, flipping the boat, and 2, from just hurting myself. You reach back and grab a rod, you get a handful of treble hooks. It just gets all stupid from there. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw myself in. So like I reached in one time to grab a radio and I went too far, and I started to, and this left arm got over the gunnel and I started to go in, and I just went. And I just threw myself in. And yes, did I splash the camera? And nobody had me on camera when I did it. I'm gonna flip this thing over. An SS-127 is not easy to flip over. It's twice as difficult to flip it back over. And a lot of kayaks are that way. So difficult once they're upside down to flip them over. So if I have a camera and pull up here, I always have a strap somewhere on my kayak. All right, and then I'm gonna have that all set up, and I'm gonna try to flip this thing. All right, so we're upside down. The biggest thing is don't panic. It's all routine. If you've practiced this over and over again, it's all routine. You come up here to your strap. This is why you're wearing your PFD. So you can float while you work. So this is a tow strap from Road Fishing, by the way. Giving them a little plug. All right, come over to this side of the boat. Grab the loop at the end of your strap. And loop it around your handle. And run it back through. Run the whole line. And I'll use a dock rope or anything like this. It really doesn't have to be this kind of strap. Then you take it, throw it over your kayak, and go around the other side. All right, so you notice there's a loop on the end of this tow strap. Stick it in over your foot. Okay. Pull up next to your boat. Stand up. Flip the kayak back over. Some people use this strap to climb back into the boat, put your foot in it like a stirrup and so on and so forth. I don't like it that way because there's a certain distance that you have to get, and I just have never sat there and practiced it. So I'm just gonna demonstrate again how to get in it. Like I said, get your belly and your weight over the gunnel before you get your weight on the gunnel. So here we go. Lay down. Get your hand out the way, flip over. You can see why it's so important to clear your deck. And sit up, and that's it. The biggest thing that I want you guys to get from this is practice. This is something that you can't just know in your head. You've got to get on the water, take your kayak out, and every time you get a new kayak, do the same thing. Take it out into warm water and practice it over and over and over again until you can do it instantly. It is so key. Like I said at the beginning of this video, this skill will save your life, guaranteed. But like I always say, be sure to introduce somebody to fishing. Introduce them to my channel. Let me help you teach them how to fish. More importantly, get out of the water, go out and catch some fish, and have a great day. We'll see you.